Google has two definitions for community. Definition number one, a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. Example, this is their example, Rhode Island's Japanese community. Definition number two, a feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attitudes, interests, and goals. Example, there's again, the sense of community that organized religion can provide. When we talk about a Torah community, we are definitely talking about the latter. It's not where we live that defines our community, but the feeling of fellowship that we all share. One doesn't feel this achdus merely by moving into the neighborhood, one feels it when they share a common cause. One thing unique about Torah study is that it's always done with other people, with vibrancy, noise, even shouting sometimes. While other subjects are studied in solitary solitude, that's redundant, solitary silence in a library, Torah is studied in a beis medrash or with a chavrusa. This is the next step of building a Torah community, to take your own personal growth and love of learning and spread it to someone else. At this point, I want to introduce a new initiative, the Boneh Torah initiative. Everyone here is friends. Imagine if everybody would reach out to 1 or 2, 3, 5, 7 of their friends and invite them to join a learning group, a class, a chavrusa, whatever it is. Imagine the impact that we can have, not just on individuals' lives, but on the sense of community that we share. That's what community is, that common cause. It's really happening already. I'd like to highlight just a few of these classes that have already started by somebody in the community who had an idea for a program, for a class, for a shiur, and it's been started. The business breakfast, Mr. Ron Mandelbaum. Women's Navi class, Mrs. Karen Klatsko. Thursday night mission, Mr. Ezra Deichman. Pastor lunch and learn, Mr. Howard Pastor. Mr. Scott Seiler and his lunch seminar series. Rabbi Meir Kutov, his Fundamentals of Talmud class. And coming soon, Kinyan Masechta program, Mr. Yehuda Polter. Now it's your turn. What class can you start? What idea for learning do you have that you can bring to your friends? It could be in your house. It could be one person. It could be 2. It could be 5. It could be 10. You get a group of people together. Figure out a way to learn. We'll provide the teachers if necessary. We can provide the space if necessary. We'll provide the resources, the PR to make it happen. Call me. Let me know. Let's grow our community together. Become a Boneh Torah today. If there's one couple who represents this concept of reaching out and befriending others through Torah, it's Moshe Shimon and Naomi Vorotinov. Without fanfare, budget, office, or MailChimp account, the Vorotinovs have touched the lives of dozens of Russians through their Estoki events. Many of you may not even have heard about their efforts, and they probably like it that way. But the Vorotinovs are a couple who couldn't keep their love of Judaism to themselves. They almost double-handedly created a movement of Russian Jews towards Judaism, and many of them are here today because of the Vorotinovs. In honor of the Vorotinovs, we asked a few of their admirers to deliver a personal voice message. Take a look and a listen.
From my humble opinion, Moshe Vorotinov, one of the greatest Jewish personalities in the whole in the Russian-speaking United States of America, and
the selflessness and the achrayus, the responsibility that you feel to help others who haven't yet seen the beauty of Yiddishkeit.
You are not just our neighbors, you are like family. You've raised a beautiful family, Kanai Nahara, and your family alone is an inspiration to us, yet your relentless efforts to share your love of Yiddishkeit with all Yidden especially those who've immigrated from Russia, is an incredible inspiration to
I'd like to thank the Vorotinovs for providing me a place to stay for Shabbosim and Chagim, for furthering my Jewish education, and for being like a second family to me.
Mr. Moshe Shimon Vorotinov, please come up to accept the Boneh Torah Award. Would the Rosh Kollel come up to present the award?
Chav Ches Iyar Tav Shinai Vav, June 5th, 2016. Mr. and Mrs. Moshe Shimon Vorotinov, we are presenting you with the Torah Community Builder Boneh Torah Award in recognition of having invested so many years and so much of yourselves to create a greater awareness of Hashem and His Torah. Your unusual dedication and untiring efforts to reach out to the Jews from the former Soviet Union are truly remarkable. May Hashem bless the fruits of your labor. May He grant you continued success in this great mitzvah. Just as you have devoted yourselves to enhancing the lives of so many of Hashem's children, bringing bracha into their lives, so may Hashem shower blessing upon all of your children, granting each one the brachas uniquely suited to him. Chaim Simcha Gibber, Rosh Kollel, Rabbi Avigdor Miller, Manau.
Let's put it on the podium.
I'd like to thank you, Rabbi Gibber and Rabbi Goldberger, for giving our family such a big honor. I'd like to thank my wife for her continuous support and our children for the tremendous commitment to Istoki Russian community outreach. Whatever it entails, from events planning and preparation to all the cooking and cleaning, we would not have it done without you. And if you would like to know the secret to success for bringing people closer to Yiddishkeit, I will quote my dear brother-in-law. Do you think we came here to listen to you? We came here for your wife's cooking. I accept to agree that. There is a story told about a man who was called to stand a trial in a king's court. Scared for his life, and he turned to his three dear friends, asking them to come and stand by his side. The first friend, whom he considered the closest, replied that he would like to come, but he can't. The second friend said that he will go and accompany him to the king's palace gate, but no further. And the third friend, who he did not even consider to be that close, replied, I will go. And I will speak on your behalf in the king's court. By now, most of you probably recognize this as one of the Rabbi Leif's stories. Our most beloved friend to this story is our material possessions, who won't accompany us to any portion of the journey to the king. Next friend, the one who is willing to accompany the king's gate, is our friends and relatives. And last one, who is willing to go all the way and stand and protect us in the king's court, is our Torah mitzvahs, our only friend in this world and in the next. When my wife and I got married back in Belarus, we were happily comfortable with our life. We were keeping mitzvahs to the best of our abilities, learning from available sources, and comparing that we knew in our daily lives. When we decided to immigrate, accordingly to the rules of that time in the country, we were allowed only 2 suitcases and $50 per family. When we were passing customs, we were perfectly measured and weighted suitcases. We were told that we are 10 kilograms over the limit. We unfolded some of the items out of suitcases, weighed them with our own portable scales, and then we gave it back to the custom officers. He weighed them on his own scales, smiled, and says, 4 kilograms over the limit. And that went a few times. I was beyond myself at the moment, and there was hard-earned items, cherished and carefully packed. My wife handed me our baby son to hold and began taking our belongings out of the suitcases. Our silverware, our socks, our scarves. Take it all, just let us out of this country. After this experience, I realized that no insurance against loss of material possessions exists in this world. I felt we escaped a life-threatening situation. We made the transition from Olam Hazeh to Olam Habo. The only eternal things that we can amass in this journey through the world is our Torah and mitzvahs. To help illustrate this point, I would like to quote Gemara from Masechta Rosh Hashanah, I think Yud Ches, that speaks about families, descendants of Eli the Kohen Gadol. Hashem proclaimed for them that they're going to live a short life. And majority of the men in this family never lived past the age 18. They came to seek guidance from Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, and he told them, learn Torah and live. They took this advice and start practicing what they've been advised. One of the family members, Rabba, dedicated all his life to learning Torah, and he lived until age 40. The other member of the family, Abaye, decided to go even further. He dedicated his life not just to the Torah learning, to the Gemilas Chesed, and he lived until age 60. For that time, it was quite advanced age. Even though Torah and mitzvahs are not material things, they enrich our lives. It's our heritage and a way of keeping partnership with Hashem. Torah is compared to fire. Ner le'achat, ner le'mea. One source of light ignites the other without subtracting from the original source, in contrast to everything else in this world, which has tendency to diminish when shared. Torah allows both, giver and recipient, to gain. One of the emphasized values that would pass down our parents to us was being a giver, a mensch, helping other people, sharing what you think is yours with others. And I want to quote another little piece from Mishnayos in Megillah that describes the difference between the city and the village. The city is a place that has 10 batlonim, 10 men dedicating all their time to Torah learning and being available for the community needs. The village is that place that don't have it. If we compare Minneapolis to Tokyo, even though population of Tokyo about 10 times more than Minneapolis, Tokyo, according to the Jewish standard, is a village. Minneapolis is a city. And we are fortunate to live in a city that has Minneapolis Community Kollel. Minneapolis Community Kollel is the best business in town. When the Kol Rabim teach Torah, they enrich community and beyond. The time and effort dedicated to individuals and families goes above and beyond the walls of the Kollel building. Kollel families very involved in Hesed, outreach, and many other undertakings in the community. They are an example of living of Torah, life of Torah, Gemilas Chesed. I would like to thank our community for creating an environment which supports and inspires us to live life of Torah and mitzvahs and share these inspirations with others. Thank you again.